My name is Ericka Jones, and I'm the wife of Greg, and I have 3 children, Eric and Elijah, who are 7, and Jordan, who is 9. I was a part of the Mercy Triumph Women's Bible Study. Scotia Moore was our group leader, and it lasted for 7 weeks. Our small group they were from different places. They were from the church, and a lot of them were from relationships that Scotia had developed outside of the church. Well, throughout the study, we studied the whole book of James, and I think one of the things that stood out to me probably the most was the very first chapter of James, maybe the first verse, James 1:1, where it talks about that we are to count it all joy when we fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, the trying of our faith worketh patience. And then it just kind of goes on to let us know that, you know, faith is supposed to, that there's a work, even in the perseverance, that it has to be perfected. You know, when we're going through trials and tribulations, that there is a work that God is yet doing in that there is a purpose. It's not that we're just going through just life haphazardly, that even the tests and the trials, some may be from our own doing, and which is probably most is a part of our own doing, but even yet in the midst of all of that, that God in the end has a work in that. I think the home aspect just brings a certain amount of comfort, and it also gives us an opportunity to experience and to know that person on a more comfortable level. And I think that once we're comfortable, I believe that we open up more. Not that it's difficult to do it at the church, but I think it's even more easier to be relaxed and to be transparent when you're talking about things, when you're in a different environment. And it was also good because we had the opportunity to get to know new friends and new women of God who were very transparent, and they were a blessing to our lives just because of the transparency. Well, we ate. We ate, and the study composed of coming to her home, and we were able to give our prayer requests, which was which was great. And so we had an opportunity to see in the end, at the study, how God had yet been moving in, our own personal lives through our own struggles that, we have been dealing with. And also we had the study and we had a video each time. And so after the video, we pretty much ended, but we just had conversations afterwards. I believe me and one of the other young ladies, we were outside of her home, and everyone was gone, and we didn't even realize it. And Scotia came out and just reminded us that we were still there. We were just enjoying ourselves so much in the discussion with what we had learned. Being a small group leader is really more of a facilitator. I think that was one of the major obstacles that I had to get over. It doesn't mean that you need to know everything, but you're just there to share your life in however way that God opens the door, and that you're just brave enough to do it. Just to be open and don't walk in fear. That small groups are good. Small groups are not there to cast judgment upon you. That's why I think the book of James was so great, because James, he talked about it all. He talked about a lot of just different issues that were amongst the body. Not just, people that didn't, know Christ, but the people that were people that were a part of the body, things that they were struggling with. But even through it all, in the end, just the covering, and I think from the Bible study, the mercy triumphs. The covering of the things that you've done, so that you can be free to do what God desires for you to do. You accept forgiveness for the things that you've done, and you turn away and you move forward, and there's a covering that's there. A covering is just a protection. And so, I just encourage you just to be free and open, just to receive what God desires for you.